True mastery is never born under the spotlight. It is forged in the shadows when no one is watching, when no glory is in sight. And the only reward is knowing you refused to quit in the grueling grind of self-improvement. And from the few who have lived this truth, let us take inspiration today. Nakayama Hakudo was a master swordsman who was known to draw his sword 2,000 times a day as a part of his regular practice. Once during an endurance training at the Hayashizaki temple in Japan, he performed that motion 10,000 times in just 24 hours. Imagine the blistering speed required to do this feat and the relentless deliberateness to repeat it without losing form. Why would anybody do such a thing? Because, as a famous philosopher said, practice over a long time turns into second nature. Persistence outshines talent, and repetition transforms potential into instinct. This truth was also embodied by another legendary swordsman come philosopher, Miyamoto Musashi. He remained undefeated in 61 duels to death. He invented many styles of swordsmanship and was considered a kensei, a swordman come saint of Japan. Once, Musashi was challenged by a warrior named Miyake Gunbei, who considered himself the best. Gunbei attacked not once but thrice. Frustrated by his lack of success, the third time, Gunbei charged Musashi in an aggressive lunge. But Musashi, having prepared for this exact scenario countless times, said, "That is not what you should do." He then parried the blow with one sword and watched as Gunbei gashed his own cheek against Musashi's other sword. How did Musashi know exactly what was coming? It was his endless practice, or as he called it, Chotan Seikiren, training from morning to night. In one of his books, 1,000 Days of Training to Develop, 10,000 Days to Polish, he wrote, "For a samurai, there is no such thing as pretty good. Somewhere, someone else is training harder, and if you happen to be in a duel with them, you may get killed." Gunbei was lucky to learn this lesson and live to tell about it, because Musashi, after defeating him, treated his wound. Gunbei accepted that Musashi was unmatched and became his disciple. He trained repeatedly till he was no longer prone to mistakes that arose from rashness. Even Sri Krishna emphasized the importance of practice to the mighty warrior Arjun Gandhivdhari. Because mastery in any field, including spirituality, requires daily practice. Let's read about it from Bhagavad Gita for everyday living. In our daily schedule, we can allocate some time for sadhana or spiritual practice, where we isolate ourselves in a room that is free from worldly disturbances. Shutting ourselves out from the world, we should do sadhana to purify the mind and solidify its focus on God. If we practice in this manner for 1 to 2 hours every day, we will reap its benefits all through the day, even while engaged in worldly activities. In this manner, we will be able to retain the elevated state of consciousness that was gathered during the daily sadhana in isolation from the world. This truth is not confined to warriors. Benjamin Franklin applied the same philosophy to the art of writing. He would read an essay he admired, set it aside, and later reconstruct it from memory in his own words, only to compare it with the original and discover his weaknesses. Sometimes he would turn the articles into poetry and then back into prose. He did it intentionally to sharpen his command of language, like a swordsman hones his blade. Because whether it is the pen or the sword, greatness is born the same way, through exhausting, repetitive, unglamorous practice. The body will ache, the mind will protest, but persevering through the grind of repetition gives rise to confidence, precision, and power. The world will only witness the few seconds when your skill shines. A duel won, a perfect shot, a masterpiece penned. They will cheer that moment, but remain blind to the years of sweat, solitude, and silent battles you endured to achieve mastery. The applause belongs to the moment, but the greatness belongs to the practice. Those who rise to great heights are the ones who voluntarily embrace the discomfort of deliberate practice. That is why spectacular achievement is so rare. Majority shy away from austerity, sacrifice, and the pain of preparation. Those who succeed have simply cultivated the habit of doing what others avoid. Successful people don't always like doing it either, but they subordinate their dislike and preferences to the strength of their purpose. In the golden words of Sri Aurobindo, one has to become more persistent than the difficulty. There is no other way.